Brigadier Gininda, you have already confirmed your testimony in the trial within the trial, in which you also testified about the circumstances under which accused number 2 was arrested. Is that correct?
That is correct, my lord.
Ubuse ngaphambilini ke ufakazi bakho uqinisekisile ke washo ke futhi nokuthi kwenzeka kanjani ke ukuthi ke aboshwe umsola wesibili. Yebo kuyiqiniso lokho.
Now it's on record and it's common cause that there are 2 exhibits that pertains to the statements that are associated with accused number 2. The first one is exhibit HH.
Correct, my lord.
It's a statement that was made before Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu. Is that correct?
That is correct, my lord.
Kuyiqiniso ke sesiyazi ke ukuthi kune-statement ezimbili ehlanganiswa naye ke umsola wesibili. Esokuqala ke izibithi u-HH awasenza ke noma i-statement awasenza phambi kwakhe uKolonel Rapadu. Yebo kuyiqiniso lokho.
Can you once again place on record the date on which this statement was made to Lieutenant Colonel M.S. Rapadu, exhibit HH?
Yes, my lord. It was 2020, June 19. The starting time was 0650.
Kwakungeyi-19 kuJune 2020 isikhathi sokuqala ke kwaku-6:50.
It's also common cause, and it's already in record that there is a second statement, exhibit JJ,
Correct,
that
my lord.
was made before Magistrate V. Cronier, that is associated with accused number 2.
That is correct, my lord. Also.
Kuyiqiniseka nokuthi ke sikhona ke nesesibili istatement uJJ yena sona ke esenziwa ngaphambi kwayo ke imantshi uV Cronier. Yebo kuyiqiniso.
Can you once again just place on record the date on which this exhibit JJ was made?
Yes, my lord. It was the 24th of June 2020 with a starting time of 14:30.
Kwakungeyi-24 zikaJune 2020 isikhathi sokuqala kwaku-14:30.
Yes. Now, regarding the making of these 2 statements, a version was proffered by Mr. Mgomezulu on behalf of accused number 2 as per the proceedings of the 25th of October 2023, page 71, starting from line 11. Do you have a copy of the record?
Yes, I do, my lord. But I just want to put the end times in these 2 exhibits because I only refer to the starting time and not the end time according to this document.
Yes.
So with regard to exhibit HH, where the starting time is 0650, the ending time is 11:47.
Mayelana nenkathi ke lana ngisho nje isikhathi ke ekwaqalwa ngaso asiqale ke ngolesi ke soqala ke ukuthi ke kwaqalwa ke ngo-6:50 noma ke imizuzu ke eyishumi ngaphambi kokuthi kushaye ke u7 bese ke isikhathi soqedwa ke kwaso ke 11:47.
Yes. And then with regard to exhibit JJ, my lord, the starting time, which is 14:30, the end time is 17:20
Lana ke
of the same day.
kuJJ ke baqala ke ngo-14:30 base begcina ke ngo-17:20.
Yes, my lord, we can then proceed.
Thank you. If you can just place on record the version that was proffered on behalf of accused number 2 regarding the statement to Lieutenant Colonel M.S. Rapadu, Exhibit HH, as per the record of the 25th of October 2023, page 71, line 11.
Yes, my lord. It reads as follows, Mr. Mgomezulu. Rapado. That is correct, my lord. And further that the confession was not written by himself. Court by whom? Mr. Mgomezulu, it was written, there's intervention, my lord. Then the court asked, it was written by Rapado. Mr. Mgomezulu, it was brought. Court, yes. And then Mr. Mgomezulu, the statement was already written, so he was ordered to sign the statement. So it is my instruction that it was not made freely and voluntarily.
Lana-ke kufunda-ke okwashiwo uyena-ke uMr Mgomezulu mayelana-ke nestatement lesi-ke athi senziwa-ke uyena-ke umsolo wesibili kuyena uKenneth Rapado. Lana-ke uthi-ke uMr Mgomezulu Rapado yebo ukuthi-ke istatement lesi sasingabhaliwe uyena, inkantolo yasibuza-ke ubani, uMr Mgomezulu waphendula-ke sabhalwa kodwa-ke akaqeda, sabhalwa uRapado kusho-ke inkantolo. Mr. Mgomezulu salethwa, Mr. Mgomezulu aqhubeke futhi istatement sasesibhaliwe, yena-ke base bemtshela nje ukuthi kasayindeke. Manje-ke ngiyatshelwa-ke ukuthi uma ekwenza-ke lokho akazange akwenze ngokuthanda noma ngokuphuma kuye futhi ekhululekile.
Yes, we further wish to refer you to the proceedings of the 26th of October 2023, page 20, from line 18, if you can.
Yes. Have it. No.
If you can just put
Yes, my lord. So it reads as follows,
the relevant portions on record.
Yes, we'll do so, my lord. It reads as follows, Mr. Mgomezulu, he will deny the fact that he ever made this statement. Neither was the statement read back to him. He never made such a statement. The statement came with Brigadier Gininda and he was ordered to sign that statement.
Okay.
Usho noma washo ngalendlela-ke yena-ke baba Mgomezulu uzophika-ke ukuthi yena-ke wenza istatimende nokuthi futhi istatimende leso wasifundelwa uma ngabe sesiqediwe-ke akakaze asenze istatimende esinjalo futhi istatimende leso seza naye uBrigadier Gininda wabe setshelwa ukuthi akasayinde.
Just to contextualize the record, that was with reference to accused number 2.
Yes, my lord.
Lokho-ke kwakushiwo-ke mayelana naye-ke umsolo wesibili.
So, in essence, Brigadier Gininda, this version is to the effect that you came with this statement, Exhibit JJ. It was already written.
No, but that's not true, my lord. I
Yes.
think I dealt with it in during the trial within trial. I was not
Thank
there
you.
when the evidence speaks for itself. When the confession was taken, I was not with him. I only met accused 2 that night in the evening at Bukeng. That was the first time I met him. So during the taking of the confession, his movement from point A to point B and court, I did not interact with him. So that is not true.
Akusilona-ke iqiniso ukuthi mina-ke ngaletha-ke istatement lesi sesibhaliwe-ke ngalelo langa lelo-ke ngicabanga ukuthi nobufakazi-ke beyikhulumela ngangingekho-ke mina lapho angizange ngihlanganeke naye uma esuke endaweni ethize eya kwindawo ethize. Mina uma ngihlangana naye ngalelo langa okokuqala ngahlangana naye-ke kusesebusuku-ke ngalelo langa ePhukeng.
And just furthermore, on this aspect, on the 26th of October 2023, page 17, line 22 to 25, Mr. Mgomezulu made a certain proposition. Can you just put that on record?
So it reads as follows, Mr. Mgomezulu. Brigadier Gininda with Miss Mukula arrived with a white BMW and there was also an escort at that time.
Lokhu-ke kwange namba ubufakazi loba nge 26 October 2023 page 17 uline 22 ubaba Mngomezulu uthi-ke ubrigadier Gidninda kanye noMiss Mukhula bafika-ke behamba nge-BMW emhlophe futhi-ke babephelekezelwa noma phela icelezi-ke lokhu kuthiwa i-escort ngaleso sikhathi leso.
Yes. The rest of the proposition was that you sat in the boot of this BMW and you produced this statement that was already written.
No, but that's not true, my lord. As I said earlier, one, the BMW in question was not being used by Sergeant Mukhula. That's the first part. The second part, my lord, my recollection on the 19th of June, Sergeant Mukhula took accused number 1 to court. I think I also dealt with the court appearances in Tambisa insofar as the drug dealing case is concerned. So while the confession of accused number 2 was taking place with Lieutenant Colonel Rapado, Sergeant Mukhula booked out accused number 1. I mean, we dealt with the OB entries, you know, her booking him out to court and back to court. So that proposition is not true. I was not there, my lord.
Iyaqhubeka-ke inkulumo ithi futhi-ke kuleyo BMW emhlophe-ke wena-ke wawuhlezi ebhuti yayo-ke nkathi-ke ukhipha lesi statement. Akusilona-ke iqiniso lelo. Okokuqala angisho nje ukuthi le BMW ekhulunywa ngayo-ke yayingasetshenziswa uyena uSergeant Mukhula ngaleso sikhathi. Futhi-ke ngazo i-19 lezo-ke bese ngishilo ngaphambilini futhi ukuthi ngale nkathi-ke kuthathwa-ke istatement lesi uKolonel Rapado sakhe umsolo wesibili uSergeant Mukhula yena-ke wahamba wayokhipha umsolo wokuqala eStockton noma la ayegcinwe khona-ke emhambisa ethembisa la akufanele ayobingelela khona imantshi mayelana-ke necala leyidakamizwa ukusho ukuthi-ke lokho-ke akusilona-ke iqiniso.
In this regard, we wish to refer you to the proceedings of the 26th of October 2023 from line 3 up to line 30. Can you just put the...
Yes, my lord, but furthermore to this proposition of a statement, I
Yes.
do recall
Yes.
that the place, and that is now when I was dealing with the trial within trial, that the place that was alleged have actually arrived is not shown by the EVL of the vehicle, because on that specific day, accused 2 was being transported by Sergeant Mohane using the Toyota Fortuner. We dealt with the AVL records, and the spot where they said accused 2 was. That Toyota Fortuner was never there, my lord.
Okunye futhi-ke engakushongo-ke ukuthi-ke indawo-ke le ekhulunywa ngayo ekuthiwa-ke ila engaya khona noma-ke kwakukhona-ke noma imoto yayakhona-ke uma kubhekwa-ke yona-ke uwona umbiko we-AVL awusho-ke umbiko ukuthi leyo moto leyo-ke iyaya-ke kuleyo ndawo futhi-ke ngalelo langa lelo-ke umsolo wesibili umuntu owayehamba naye-ke owayemshayelela imoto kwakuyena uSergeant Mukhane futhi-ke mhambisa ngayo i-Toyota Fortuner.
Right, my lord. This highlighted portion reads as follows, Mr. Mngomezulu. Then Brigadier Keninda opened the boot of the BMW, the white BMW, and sat on the edge with the boot of the open boot. Next part, Mr. Mngomezulu. Everyone was outside their motor vehicles, and then Brigadier Keninda took out documents and gave them to you. Furthermore, Mr. Mngomezulu, the instruction from Brigadier Keninda was to the accused was that if you do not sign this document, the assault will carry on.
Iyaqhubeka-ke kufundeka ngale ndlela-ke khuluma yena-ke uMr. Mngomezulu wabese-ke uBrigadier Keninda esevula-ke ibhuti yayo-ke i-BMW leyo i-BMW emhlophe wahlala-ke kuyona-ke ibhuti leyo eyayivuliwe. Wonke umuntu wayengaphandle kuyimoto zabo wase uBrigadier Keninda ekhupha-ke amaphepha-ke lawo wawanikeza kuwena futhi-ke owakusho uBrigadier Keninda ukuthi-ke umsolwa uma kuwukuthi-ke akasayindi lawo maphepha lawo bazoqhubeka-ke bemshaya.
Thank you. Now, was Lieutenant Colonel Rapado part of the investigating team?
No, my lord, he was not, and he was also not known to me. As I indicated when I spoke to him on the phone, because I had to try a number of police officers that day. I know I struggled, but eventually when I was able to find him, it was the first time we spoke as police officers. And when I went to collect the statement, I think a day or 2 after, it was also the first time I actually came face to face with him. I've never known him. I've not done any matters with him prior. No, we ever met, even in meetings, my lord. And up to date, as I'm sitting here, the only encounter I had with him was in relation to this matter, and that's all.
Ngabe ubrigade uKenel Rapat wayingxenye yini yethimba eliphenyayo cha ngangakaze ke ngihlanganeke naye ke nangalelo langa lelo futhi ke ngangiqala ukuthi ngikhulume naye ke ngoba ke ngazama amaphoyisa amaningi ke ngaphambi kokuthi ngibese ngikhuluma naye ke futhi ke noma sengiyolanda ke istatement leso emuva ke kwelanga elilodwa noma ke amabili ngangiqala ukuthi ke ngihlangana naye ke noma sihlangana ubuso ngobuso futhi ke lelo ke ilanga ke asikaze sihlangane noma kwimihlangano futhi ke uma kwakugcina ke uma ngabe sihlanganiswa yilona lelicala leli akusenaka umuntu engangimazi.
So in essence, my lord, he was not privy to the investigation, nor we ever discussed anything up to the time I met him to collect the confession.
Okusho ukuthi ke noma ke engikushoyo ke ngalokho ukuthi ke akukho ayekwazi ke mayelana necala leli noma ke futhi uphenyo lalecala leli kwazi kwayisikhathi la khona sengiyohlangana naye ke ngiyolanda sona istatement.
Just finally on this aspect, we wish to refer you to the proceedings of the 26th of October 2023, page 30, line 3 to 4. Just put in record what Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu testified.
Yes, Mr. Rapadu, yes, I made it on the very same day, on the 19th. I handed over to Brigadier 2 days after.
Lana ke uKenel Rapatu uthi yebo ke ngasenza ke ngalelo langa lelo futhi nge-19 ngase ngisidlulisela kuyena ke uBrigadier Gininda noma ke uBrigadier amalanga amabili emva kwalokho.
What is your comment?
It is in line with what I've said, my lord, to say after the confession was made by him, we made arrangements because he said he will keep it, I recalled it, and that I should come and collect it from him directly, which is what I did in his Enadale offices, because that's where he was stationed at the time, my lord.
Lokhu ke kuyahambisana ke naloko engiqeda ukusho ke manje ukuthi ke eseqedile ke ukuthi istatement lesi asenze ke washo ke ukuthi uzogcina ke noma uzosibamba kuyena mina ke kuzofanele ngize ke ngizosilanda ila engaya khona ke kumahhovisi akhe ase Enadale ila ayesebenzela khona.
Now, with this background that you've just sketched out in mind, when did you meet accused number 2 for the first time?
It was the 18th, my lord, in the afternoon at Carltonville.
Kwakunge-18 ke kwakusemini eCarltonville uma sengiqala ke ukuhlangana naye umsolwa wesibili.
Yeah, the 18th of this
I
month.
beg your pardon, my lord. So it was the 18th of June 2020.
Kwakunge-18 ka June 2020.
And the reason thereof, my lord, was to follow his alibi. Sergeant Mohane was with him on other issues that he was following up, but insofar as this matter is concerned, it was the alibi as to where he was when this offense was committed.
Uma ngihlangana naye ke kwangazo i-18 ka June 2020 uma ngihlangana naye ke kwakuqinisekisa noma ke kuhamba ke kuyobheka lokho awayekusho ukuthi wayekuphi nendawo nkathi isigameko lesi senzeka ke ngoba ke uSergeant Mohane yena ke wayehamba naye ke kodwa ke behambela okunye.
Now, Brigadier Gininda is already on record, and it was put on record by Mr. Ramusipili that accused number 2 was arrested on the 16th of June 2020, that we see in the proceedings of 11 October 2023.
Yes, it's not in dispute, my lord. I was informed by Sergeant Mohane. I was not there when he was arrested, but I'm aware that him and Sergeant Mabena, they arrested him on the 16th of June 2020.
Yebo ke ngangingekho ke mina nkathi ke eboshwa umsolo wesibili ke kodwa ke ngatshelwa ke ukuthi ke ngazo i-16 zika June 2020 la ngakelela aboshwa ngalo uMohane kanye noMabena.
Yes, you can tell the court in your own words what happened on the 18th of June 2020 at Carltonville.
My lord, after I was introduced to him, I'll try to summarize without having to repeat what I've said previously, my lord. But in essence, I was introduced to accused 2 where I also introduced myself to him. I warned him according to his constitutional rights in terms of Section 35, or rather the Constitution of 1996 of this country, Section 35 in particular. And thereafter, my Lord, I've put it to him that I have a reason to believe or to suspect that he was involved in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. Now, what was prudent?
Just a minute,
Oh,
you
all
just
right.
give the interpreter time.
Sengethuliweke kuyena-ke nami ngingazethula-ke kuyena-ke umsolwa-ke wesibili ila khona-ke engaye ngamazisa-ke ngamalungelo akhe-ke ngokomthethosisekelo kwala eNingizimu Afrika, futhi ngase ngimtshela-ke ukuthi-ke nginesizathu-ke enginaso-ke ukuthi noma-ke insolo ikhona ukuthi-ke wayekhona-ke noma eyingxenye uma uSenzo Meyiwa ebulawa.
My Lord, what was clear, he understood is the rights that I've given him, and he was willing to talk to me. But what was prudent in his response was that he was able to give me the date, to specifically say he was on duty on the 26th of October 2014 when this matter happened. So he put it to me, which was something that I took note of, my Lord.
Futhi-ke okunye-ke uma-ke ngimtshela-ke lokho-ke wakuzwa-ke lokho engangimtshela kona-ke, kodwa-ke futhi okwakugqamileke kwakuwukuthi-ke uma-ke ngimtshela noma-ke ama-date lana-ke yena-ke wakusho-ke kwaqaqaka ukuthi yena ngalelo langa lange-26 zika-October 2014 wayesemsebenzini.
He further mentioned the company which was not far from where we are, my Lord, the Sibaya mine, as to the company that he was employed at during that time when this incident took place.
Washo-ke nenkampani-ke awayesebenza kuyona-ke eyayingakudeke la esasikhona-ke isibanye mine ukuthi yila ayesebenza khona ngaleso sikhathi leso.
Just a minute. Now, if you say he gave you the date of the 26th of October 2020, what do you mean?
The 26th of October 2014.
Sorry, 2014.
Yes.
Sorry. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying I'm saying, my Lord, he knew the date. That the essence that I'm trying to draw the court's attention is that I didn't say to accused number 2, this is the date of the offense. I simply mentioned the name, that I have a reason to believe that he was involved in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. He, in return, my Lord, gave me the date to say on this date of the 26th of October 2014, I was at work. And then we followed that alibi. Obviously, information moved from there to say, where were you at work? He mentioned Sibaya mine. And then subsequently, then, my
Yes,
Lord,
but
that
Rick,
was
just
followed.
remember, just give the
My
interpreter the
apologies, my
opportunity,
Lord.
please.
Sometimes I get carried away, sorry.
Engikushoyo ngalokhu ukuthi mina ngathi kuyena-ke uma ngikhuluma naye umsola wesibili ngesizathu sokukholelwa-ke ukuthi-ke wawuyingxenye noma wawuyambandakanyeka-ke ekubulaweni kwakhe uSenzo Meyiwa. Angizange ngisho noma ngisho lutho mayelana-ke nelanga noma-ke i-date. Kwaba uyena-ke kwaphuma kuyena ukuthi athi ngeyi-26 ka-October 2014 mina ngangisemsebenzini. Ngase ngifuna ukwazi-ke ukuthi manje kuphi-ke wase esho-ke ukuthi esibanye mine.
My Lord, the essence, the outcome of that, like I said, I've dealt with it in the trial within trial, is that we met Mr. Mulder, who then disputed the claim that he was at work on that specific day. He was not on duty.
Okwenzeka-ke ukuthi sase sihlangana-ke no Mr. Mulder emsebenzini-ke la ayethu sebenza khona-ke umsolo wesibili owayiphika-ke noma-ke owakuphikisa-ke yena ukuthi ngalelo langa lelo lange-26 October 2014 umsolo wesibili wayekhona emsebenzini.
Mr. Mulder, my Lord, also submitted a statement to this effect. I do recall that his statement was finalized on the 22nd of June 2020, because that was the date where accused 2 was appearing in Tabang for a matter, not this matter, for unrelated matter, my Lord.
Futhi-ke kune-statement asenza-ke yena-ke uMr. Mulder mayelana-ke naloko, futhi-ke ngiyakhumbula ukuthi i-statement sakhe saqedwa-ke ngeyi-22 zikaJune 2020, ngoba-ke ngalelo langa lelo umsolo wakhe wesibili wayebingelela imantshi eThabane, kodwa-ke kungasilona leli icala.
Furthermore,
Just before you proceed, you say Mr. Mulder mentioned that accused number 2 was on duty. How did he establish that?
So, my Lord, we went in with accused 2 because he was there. So he took us inside. I walked in with him. Mr. Mulder was identified as the person in charge, for that section. And then thereafter, the details of accused number 2 were given to him, whereby it was confirmed that indeed during that period of October 2014, he was employed by Sibaya Mine. But then Mr. Mulder was able to look at the dates in which he was on duty and not on duty. So the conclusion that he was not on duty on the 26th of October came as a result. I'll take it further.
No, finish.
Must I
Came as a
finish?
result.
All right. So how it came about, when he was looking at their clocking records, my lord, he was able to establish that on the 25th of October 2014, accused who reported on duty in the morning went off, if I recall correctly, 2 hours just after he reported on duty, and he never returned until the 2nd or the 3rd of November 2014. So in essence, on the 26th, in which when this incident took place, he gave us a false alibi when he said he was on duty because he was not there, my lord.
Okwenzeka ke lana ukuthi ke sase singena ngaphakathi ke ngoba futhi ukwazi ke umshutshisi ukuthi wathola kanjani uMr Mulder ukuthi ke umsolo wesibili wayengekho emsebenzini ngalelo langa. Sangena ke naye ke umsolo wesibili ngoba ke sasihamba naye imininingwane yakhe yasinikezwa ke na ke uMr Mulder owakwazi ke ukuthi ke wasinikeza isiqiniseko sokuthi yebo ngoOctober ka2014 umsolo wesibili wayesebenza khona lapho. Wase ebheka ke manje lokho kubizwa ngokuthi ke ama records ke okloka uma ungena noma ukuphuma emsebenzini. Washo ke ukuthi wagcina ukuba semsebenzini nge25 uklokile nge25 amahora amabili emuva kokuthi engenile emsebenzini wabe eseyahamba ke akabuyanga ke kwaze kwaba yi2 noma i3 zika November kuona lowo nyaka loyo. Okusho ukuthi ke lokho asitshele kona thina ke athi wayesemsebenzini ngazo i26 wayengasitshela iqiniso.
Just a minute. Just wish to refer you to the record of the 10th of October 2023, page 49, that encapsulates the evidence of Mr. Mulder.
Yes, my lord, I do have
And
it.
if you can read from line 8.
Yes, it reads as follows, Mr. My lord. Mr. Mulder, your lordship, then on the 25th of October 2014, that reflects that Mr. Ntanzi entered a work area access point at 5 minutes to 4 minutes at 5 minutes to 4 in the morning, and then the second access point 1 minute later at 4 minutes to 4 in the morning, and then proceed through the work clocking access at 3 minutes to 4 in that same morning.
Yes, then you can proceed to page 50, still on the 10th of October 2023.
Then Mr. Mulder says, then your lordship, the next clocking will be in the table again on the right side of page 2 under 25 October 2014, which indicates the outclocking. So according to this record, it indicates that Mr. Ntanzi clocked out from his workplace 1 minute past 6.
Umfakazi ke bakhe ke uMr Mulder bufundeka ke ngalendlela ukuthi ke nge25 zika October 2014 kuyatshengisa ukuthi umnumzana uNtanzi wangena ke kwindawo yokusebenza bebizwa ngokuthi ke i-access point ngemizuzu ke emihlanu phambi kuka 4 ekseni. Wase futhi ke indawo yesibili ke yokusebenza noma ke ababizwa ngokuthi ke i-access point umzuzu owodwa ngaphambi kuka 4 ekseni njalo. Wase eyaqhubeka ke eya kwindawo ke yokukloka kwimizuzu ke emithathu ngaphambi kuka 4 ngalelo langa lelo noma iyaqhubeka ke ukuthi ke uma esekloka ke futhi kuyabonakala ke lokho ke etafuleni ke kuhlangothi noma kwisandla sangakwesokudla ku page 2 ngaphansi kwange 25 zika October 2014 la eshoyo ke ukuthi uma ngaba esephuma ke manje noma esekloka out ngokwalelo record ke liyachaza ke noma liyasho ukuthi umnumzana uNtanzi waphuma ke noma wakloka out ke kwindawo leyo yokusebenza umzuzu owodwa ngaphambi kokuthi kushaye u6.
Then page 51, line 16 to 18.
Line 16 of page 51 reads as follows, my lord. Mr. Mulder, that indicated that Mr. Ntanzi then had a work exit clocking or out clocking 1 minute past 6. Then further down, my lord, Mr. Mulder said the date on the record that I'm referring to is the 25th of October 2014, my lord. Then the prosecutor asked, so how long did he work on the 25th of October 2014 at the times that you have mentioned? Mr. Mulder, so your lordship, if we look at the work
Yes, you can
at
proceed
the
to
work
page
in
52.
clocking, that was 3 minutes to 4, and then out clocking, which was 1 minute past 6, and it just roughly gives you around 2 hours that Mr. Ntanzi was at work. Then furthermore, Mr. Mulder says, my lord, your lordship, then according to this record again, Mr. Ntanzi then had two excess clocking again. The first of those clocking after this work clocking was 2 minutes past 6, which is 1 minute after his work clock out, and then 3 minutes past 6, he exited his workplace. Further down, my lord, then it says, your lordship, the last clocking then on the out clocking for the 25th of October 2014 indicates an excess clocking at the hostel, which was 3 minutes to 7 minutes in the morning. And according to my observation, there is no further clocking. Your lordship, for the 26, 27, the 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 of October, or the 1st of November. The first clocking again registered on our locking system indicates the 2nd of November and 1 minute past 9 p.m. And it was again an excess clocking at the hostel.
Thank you. That's enough.
51.
Yeah, 51. 51 base ushona ngayo. Yeah, 51. Thank you.
Masiqhubeka-ke ngabufakazi bakhe uMr Mulder. Lokho-ke kuyaveza-ke noma kuyachaza-ke ukuthi umnumzana uNtanzi wase ephuma-ke kwindawo yakhe yokusebenza umzuzu owodwa nje ngaphambi kokuthi-ke kushaye u-6. Wasebuza-ke umshushisi, ingabe lokho kusho ukuthi-ke wasebenza isikhathi esingakanani-ke ngeyi-25 zika-October 2014 kuyinkathi lezi oyishilo noma ukhulumile ngazo. Esephendula-ke uMr Mulder, uma sibheka-ke kumsebenzi kanye futhi-ke nendlela-ke yongena uphume lebizwa ngokuthi phecelezi-ke indlela i-clocking system, kwakuyimizuzu emithathu-ke ngaphambi kokuthi kushaye u-4 nofuthi noma ephuma-ke kwakumzuzu owodwa ngaphambi kokuthi-ke kushaye u-6. Lokho kusho ukuthi-ke wasebenza amahora amabili noma amahora amabili ayisemsebenzini ngawo uMr Ntanzi. Iyaqhubeka-ke ithi uma-ke sibheka-ke amarekhodi futhi umnumzana uNtanzi-ke waba nama-access amabili-ke okubloka futhi elokuqala-ke kusemuva kokuthi-ke esebenzile-ke kwakuyimizuzu emibili emuva ko-6 nokuthi-ke nokuthi futhi umzuzu owodwa emuva kokuthi-ke esephumileke kwindawo yakhe yokusebenza imizuzu emithathu eseshayileke u-6 wase ephuma-ke kuyona indawo yokusebenza. Uma egcina-ke ukukloka noma-ke ephuma-ke emsebenzini ngazo i-25 ka-October 2014 kuyasho-ke ukuthi-ke i-access-ke ye-clocking ehostel yona-ke yayimizuzu emithathu ngaphambi kokuthi-ke kushaye u-7 ekuseni. Futhi-ke ngendlela-ke engibheka noma engibuka ngayo akukho la aphinde akloka khona noma angena khona-ke emsebenzini. Amalanga-ke nanga abhaliwe-ke lana i-28, i-27 aphinde athi-ke ngiyaxolisa-ke i-26, i-27, i-28, i-29 ne-30 ne-31 zika-October noma i-1 zika-November. Uma ngabe esephinda ekloka noma-ke eregister futhi-ke emsebenzini kuyona-ke i-locking system yethu iveza i-2 zika-November kwakuwumzuzu nje owodwa ngaphambi kokuthi-ke kushaye u-9 ebusuku. Futhi-ke ekloka futhi-ke khona ehostel wabesebuza ke umshushisi manje ke lawo ma dates lawo osuwashilo ke i26 kaOctober 2014 kuyoshaya ke nge1 kaNovember 2014 akukho la akloka khona noma ke akukho okutshengisayo ukuthi wangena ke emsebenzini sorry page 52 lokho kwakuyimizuzu ke emithathu ngaphambi kokuthi ke phela la 52 sorry sure
Yes.
Thank you. You mentioned clocking records. We just want to show you Exhibit DD that were handed up through Mr. Mulder. You recognize those clocking records?
Yes, my lord. It is what Mr. Mulder gave us, my lord. It was part of his statement, which was indicating the clocking pattern as per his statement, my lord.
lana ke ikona ke lokho asitshela kona ke noma asinike kona ke uMr Mulder ngokuthi ke indlela ke yokukloka.
And in essence, my lord, it confirms what he says, that after accused 2 left in the morning of the 25th of October 2014, he only returned in November, my lord.
Futhi ke kuqinisekisa lokho akushilo
Of
ke
2014, my apologies.
akushilo ke uMr Mulder ukuthi imuva kokuthi wahamba ke emsebenzini umsolo wesibili ngazo i25 kaOctober 2014 wabe sebuya ngazo i2 November 2014.
Thank you. Mr. Mulder later on deposed an affidavit which has been handed up as Exhibit DD, Annexure 2. Just going to refer you to page 2 thereof, paragraph 5. If you can read just the contents of Roman figure 2 up to Roman figure 6.
Yes, Roman figure 2, the pay period reflects from the 18th of October 2014 to the 18th November 2014. Oh, my apologies, my lord. Let me just go to this, the second one. That was the wrong line. On the 25th of October 2014, the calendar reflects that Mr. Ntanzi worked a normal N shift. His shift duration indicates that he was at work for 2 hours and 4 minutes, which corresponds to the clocking report presented to the court and on the 10th of October 2023, that part, and presented to the court as evidence on the 10th October 2023. Then on 26 October 2014 reflects as a non-working day, NW in brackets. So it's open bracket, my lord, NW close brackets, with a 0 hour and 0 minutes work clocking. Mr. Ntanzi was not expected or led to work, or was not expected. I don't see that other word, my lord, but said led to work, something to that effect.
Lana ke istatement ke sakhe ke uMr Mulder esifundeka ngalendlela nge25 kaOctober 2014 ikhalenda itshengisa ke ukuthi umnumzana uNtanzi wasebenza ke amahora ke enjwayelo noma ke bhalwe normal end shift. Isikhathi sakhe ke sokusebenza siyasho ukuthi wasebenza amahora amabili kanye nemizuzu emine ehambisanayo ke noma ekhulumisana ke nako ke imibiko noma ke ama clocking reports alethwa ke enkantolo nanjengobufakazi ngazo i10 kaOctober 2023. Ngi26 kaOctober 2014 ikhombisa noma itshengisa ke ukuthi kwakungasilona ke usuku okwakumele ke asebenzeke ngalo, ikukhombisa ukuthi amahora awekho kanye nemizuzu futhi ke ayikho etshengisa ukuthi ke wakloka ke nanjengoba umnumzana uNtanzi kwakungalindelekile ukuthi ke abe semsebenzini ngalelo langa lelo. nge-27 zika-October 2024 kuyofika-ke nge-31 zika-October 2014 iyasho-ke ukuthi-ke kwaku-leave-ke noma-ke engakhokhelwa noma lokho kubizwa ngokuthi-ke i-unpaid leave bese kuthi i-2 ne-3 zika-November 2014 futhi ukuthi amalanga lawo ayengasebenzi ngawo.
Thank you. Thank you. Can then proceed. What happened further?
Yes, my lord. So after that, what is important, my lord, to mention also is that these assertions were made in the presence of accused number 2.
Okusemqoka-ke nokubalulekile ukuthi konke lokhu okwakushiwo-ke kwashiwo ekhona umsolwa wesibili.
My lord, I do recall that we then exited that building. I do recall that I also confronted him with the identikit where I was of the view that the suspect reflected there with a hoodie. My view, I said it looks similar to him. I dealt with this, my lord. I'm trying to summarize.
Yes. Just give the interpreter a chance.
Okunye futhi-ke sase siphuma-ke kulelo bhilidi lelo-ke okunye futhi engakhuluma naye-ke ngikhuluma ngako kwakumalunga-ke nesithombe lesi esasidwetshiwe-ke i-identikit salona owayefake ihudi bese ngikhulumile-ke ngalokho kodwa ngizama nje ukuthi-ke ngikufinyezeke ukuthi-ke ngasho-ke kuyeni ukuthi loya msola loyana-ke ufana naye.
I do recall, my lord.
We just want to show you. Sorry, Brick. We just want to show you Exhibit BB. Exhibit BB is on the screen.
Yes.
You can use that exhibit
Yes, my
in
lord.
relation to your evidence.
Yes, indeed. So I showed him this identikit, my lord, and I draw.
Which one?
I don't have. But the suspect with the hoodie, my lord. The one on the left, on my left, with the hoodie, wearing the hoodie.
So what did you do? He said you showed him.
I showed him and I said, I'm of the view that this is him. That was my view, that I think this person resembles him.
Engakwenza-ke kuye ngikhuluma naye-ke umsola wesibili ngase ngimtshengisa-ke umsola lona-ke lona ofake isigqoko-ke loba noma lokho kubizwa ngokuthi-ke ihudi-ke ngathi kuyena-ke lona-ke umsolwa-ke uwena ngathi lona uwena lo.
Yeah, he resembles him, it looks like him.
Noba ufana nawe lo.
Yes. There was a denial, my lord. He said it's not true. It's a question of mistaken identity. That I remember.
Washo-ke noma-ke akuphika-ke wathi cha lapho-ke kwenziwa nje iphutha-ke lokho ngiyakhumbula kona.
I do recall, my lord, that I warned him according to his rights again and cautioned him to consider telling the truth. And then I walked away because he was at the car now, at the vehicle that was used by Sergeant Mohane.
Ila engase ngisho khona noma-ke ngase ngimtshela-ke futhi-ke ngamalungelo akhe-ke futhi-ke ngasho-ke na-ke ukuthi kufanele acabangisise-ke ukuthi-ke akhulume-ke iqiniso ngabe sengihamba-ke ngoba wayesesemotweni-ke manje imoto le ayihamba ngayo no-Sergeant Mohane.
When I was walking away, my lord, I just don't remember which of the two members called me to say he wants to speak to me. This is now accused 2.
Uma sengihamba-ke angisakhumbule-ke ukuthi imuphi-ke kulamalunga-ke esiphoyisa-ke noma amaphoyisa-ke alangibiza esho-ke ukuthi-ke umsolo wesibili-ke ufisa ukuthi akhulume nami.
My Lord, when I returned, what he then said amounted to what led to the arrangement of the confession that was taken by Lieutenant Colonel Rapado.
Uma sengibuyela kuyena-ke abakusho kumina-ke ikona-ke ekwaholela ekuthini-ke kube sekunalesi statement-ke manje esikhona-ke lesi esabhalwa noma esathathwa uyena uKolonel Rapado.
And he was cautioned, my Lord, in terms of his constitutional rights. I've dealt with this thing. I just don't want to burden the record by repeating the same thing, my Lord. But I did caution him in terms of his constitutional rights when he made a confession, because in essence, he admitted that he was involved. He implicated accused number 1, 3, 4, and 5.
Just a minute.
Okay.
Mase kulokho-ke manje ngase-ke manje ngimtshela-ke futhi ngimxwayisa-ke ngamalungelo akhe-ke ngoba kulokho-ke awayesekukhuluma-ke manje-ke la wayesevuma khona-ke futhi-ke esho-ke futhi nokubandakanyeka kwakhe-ke noma ekhuluma efaka yena-ke ummangalelo wokuqala, umsolo wokuqala, owesithathu, owesine kanye futhi nowesihlanu.
Further mentioning my recollection, my Lord, Mrs. Kelly Khumalo as the trigger point or the person who hired them to kill the deceased.
Ekusho-ke nokuthi-ke umuntu-ke okwawuyena-ke oweza-ke kubona-ke ukukhulumisana nabo-ke ukuthi-ke wabulale umufi kwaba uyena uMiss Kelly Khumalo.
I further recall the vehicle, the mention of a VW Polo being mentioned, my Lord, by accused number 2 as the vehicle that was used during the commission of this offense.
Ngiyakhumbula-ke esho nokusho-ke yena-ke umsolo wesibili-ke ekhuluma ngemoto-ke VW Polo.
Yes.
Esho ukuthi iyona-ke imoto eyayisetshenziswa-ke uma ngabe kwenziwa kona lokhu.
I further recall, my Lord, that he mentioned that accused 3 was the one with the dreadlocks, and that is the person who fired the shot that killed the deceased.
Ngiyakhumbula esho futhi-ke nokuthi-ke umsolo wesithathu uyena-ke owayenama dreadlocks futhi-ke uyena-ke owadubula-ke umufi ukuthi aze ashone.
He further placed the role, my Lord, of each accused. To say in other words, accused number 1 was standing outside, which indeed, my Lord, was for the first time. I actually got a collaboration to confirm what accused 1 said in the 2 previous confessions, my Lord.
Wabe esesho-ke manje esesho ukuthi-ke umsolo ngamunye-ke ukuthi-ke yini-ke awayenza-ke ngalolanga esho-ke nokuthi-ke umsolo wokuqala yena-ke wayeme ngaphandle-ke yila engangisengiqala khona-ke manje ukuthi ngithole-ke into-ke manje-ke ehambisana-ke nalokho ngoba-ke kuyitatimende ezimbili-ke zangaphambili zakhe-ke umsolo accused number 1
Yes.
zakhe umsolo wokuqala yila mase sengithola inkulumo ehlanganayo noma basho into eyodwa.
If you say the statement of accused number 1, which statement are you referring to?
I'm referring to the confessions taken by Colonel Mboto, my Lord.
Ngikhuluma ngaso-ke istatement-ke noma-ke sokugonyuluka-ke lesi esasenziwe kuyena uKolonel Mboto.
But also Lieutenant Colonel Khadebe, my Lord, because he points out that you can see even in the photos as to where he was standing. He places himself outside.
Kodwa-ke akupheleli lapho-ke kodwa nakuyena-ke uLieutenant Colonel Khadebe ngoba-ke uyabona-ke noma nakwisithombe lesi-ke ebesiveziwe-ke lana la akhomba khona-ke la ashoyo-ke ukuthi wayeme kuphi nendawo.
Just a minute. We're just going to show you the photo which we showed to you yesterday just to illustrate the point.
Yes.
Yes, you can use the photo to illustrate your evidence.
Yes, my Lord. So that is the photo I was referring to, which was taken during the pointing out on the 5th of June 2020, where accused 1 is pointing the position where he was standing, which is places him outside the house, because we know that the shooting incident happened inside the house, my lord.
Lesi ke isona isithombe lesi engikhuluma ngaso ke sange-5 zika June 2020 ila khona ke umsolo wokuqala ashoyo ke noma khombayo ke ukuthi wayeme kuphi ke nendawo la yena ke ayibeka ngaphandle ke endlini ngoba siyazi ukuthi uma ngabe kudutshulwa lokho kwenzeka ngaphakathi endlini.
Just for record purposes, that is exhibit GG1.
Okay, my lord, yes, noted.
And just place the photo number on record.
So this will be photo number 16, 16, my lord.
Isithombe lesi ke number 16.
Yes.
My lord, I wanted to say, yeah, so I said at that stage, especially the part where it says accused one was standing outside, that collaboration was then, for me, it actually confirmed what accused one has been saying all along.
Manje ke uma ke esefinyelela kuleyo ndawo ke umsolo wesibili ke la ashoyo ke khona ukuthi umsolo wokuqala wayeme kuphi ke nendawo ke lokho ke kwase ke manje sekuqinisekisa ke lokho bekade kushiwo umsolo wokuqala ngaso sonke isikhathi ukuthi wayeme kuphi nendawo.
I'm emphasizing this point, my lord.
Yes. Yes. Please don't make any inferences lest you draw some heat on my left-hand side. Just,
All right.
Just present facts.
All right, my lord. So I'm saying this, my lord, because before we approach, and this is a fact, before we approach accused number one, we had a statement of Mr. Absalom Zungu, who simply directed us to accuse 1 and 2.
Okay. Ngikusho lokhu ke ngoba ke ngaphambilini kokuthi ngiye kuyena ke umsolo wokuqala ke sasinaso ke istatement sakhe umnumzana uAbsalom Zungu okuyena ke manje owayesikhomba ke noma esikhombisa ke ngakuhlangothi kamsolo wokuqala nowesibili.
And at that stage also, my lord, it matched the statement of the people who were inside the house who said they saw 2 suspects who came inside the house and demanded cell phone and money.
Futhi ke lokho kwase kuqinisekisa ke lokho okwashiwo ke abantu ke ababesendlini ukuthi kwangena ababili ke ngaphakathi endlini base befuna ke imali kanye nomakhalekhukhwini.
So I'm saying, my lord, in essence, when accused 1 said he was outside, before we go to accused number 2, I did not believe him. I thought he was misleading when I read, first when he told me and subsequently obviously confirming what is contained in the confession. I thought, no, something is amiss because I've got 2 people who fit now, obviously, who were supposed to be inside the house. I was not aware of someone who was standing outside, so I didn't believe it, my lord. But the point I'm going to is that now when accused 2 came into the picture, he now confirms that there were actually more than 2 people, and indeed accused 1 was standing outside.
Manje ke engiyakona ke noma ke engifisa ukuthi ngikusho ke manje ukuthi umsolo wokuqala uma ngabe esengitshela ukuthi yena ke wayemi kuleya ndawo ke ayikhombayo ke ngaphandle ke lapho ke angizange ngimkholwe ke ngoba ke ngase kungahlangani ke kumina ke manje ngoba ke la nginabantu ababili ke manje futhi ke abafithayo ke kulencazelo enginikiwe kodwa manje uma sekufika ke umsolo wesibili ke engitshela ke ukuthi umsolo wokuqala wayemi kuphi nendawo ngaphandle nokuthi futhi ke babengekho babili abantu babe lapho kodwa ngaphezulu kwalokho.
My lord, I do recall that accused 5 was mentioned as the person who drove the said getaway car.
Ngiyakhumbula ngitshelwa ke futhi ukuthi umsolo wesihlanu ke kwakuyena owayeshayela imoto leyo ekwakuhanjwa ngayo.
And that accused 4, I think, was one of the stoppers, my lord.
Nokuthi ke umsolo wake wesine kwakuwomunye wabantu ababemile ke lapho bebhekile ukubiza ngokuthi ke ubrigadier istopa ama istopa.
My lord, I don't recall the exact amount, but I do know that it was also mentioned to me that accused 2 was paid. He received some money, a certain share. I'm just not sure about the amount. I don't want to put the wrong figure.
Ngiyakhumbula ke ngitshelwa ke ukuthi ke impela ke umsolo wesibili ke wakhokhelwa ke noma ke ikhona ke imali awayinikwa angisakhumbuli nje ukuthi kwakuyimali nike angifuni nje ukuthi ngisho ke inani engasilona.
What is important, my lord, is that and I'll go back to what followed obviously after our discussion. What is important is that when I received then the confession statement from Colonel Rapadu, I then noticed that what he told me was indeed contained in the annexure of Exhibit H.
Ngizobuyela ke kona ke lokho kodwa ke engakubona ke noma engaqaphela ke ukuthi ke lokho ewayengitshele kona ke uma sengithola ke manje istatement lesi esasithathwe nomasipala uyena ke uKenneth Rapadu ke kuyona ke lokho kubizwa ngokuthi ke i-annexure ke yakhe ke exhibit HH kwakukhona kubhaliwe lapho.
Just a minute. Yes.
My Lord, I was better able to establish that he was in his clear, sober senses and that he
Yes.
was willing to make a statement to an independent officer freely and voluntarily, and that then resulted the arrangement of Colonel Rapado.
Okunye futhi ke ngakuthola ke noma ngakuthola ke ukuthi ke wayesemqondweni yakhe ke ngokupheleleke futhi ke wayeyimisele ukuthi ke ayokhuluma ke nomuntu ke ingakho ke kwase kutholakala yena ke manje uKenneth Rapadu ukuthi kube uyena ke othatha istatement lesi.
Yes, just a minute. Yes.
Yes, my Lord. Then thereafter, then arrangements were then made with Colonel Rapado when we found him, who said then he should be brought to Morocco on the 19th. That is the following day. I then made arrangements between him and Sergeant Mokhane, who will be moving the suspect, because I knew accused two. On that day also had to appear in Phosphorus. So, but basically, I've connected Sergeant Mokhane with Colonel Rapadi insofar as the obtaining of this confession, exhibit HH, my Lord.
Kwase khona ke khulumisana ke sazwana ke naye ke uKenneth Rapadu wase ethi ke akalethwe ke kuyena ke emahhovisi eMoroka ngazo i19 ngiyazi ke ukuthi ke futhi ngase ngihlanganisa ke ukuthi akhulumisane naye ke uSergeant Mokhane ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi ngalelo langa lelo kufanele ukuthi ayobingelela imantshi umsolo wesibili ePhosphorus.
Yes. That was done, my Lord. As I said, that was done, and as I said, 2 days later or so, then I obtained the confession statement from Colonel Rapadi together with his statement.
Kwenziwa ke lokho manje bangishilo ke ngaphambilini ukuthi ke kumalanga amabili ke emuva kwalokho ngase ngihamba ke ngiyolanda ke istatement lesi kuyena ke uKenneth Rapadu
Just a minute.
kanye nestatement sakhe futhi yena ke uKenneth.
Thank you. Now, in light of the version that was put on record earlier on, which Mr. Mgomezulu put on record, that you came with a statement that it was already made. We are going to traverse exhibit HH with you. Requesting you to comment on each and every allegation as to whether you knew about what is stated in that statement. If I can then ask you to refer to the annex of exhibit HH.
Yes, my Lord.
You can go ahead. It was handed up as exhibit HH in brackets 1, the annexure.
Yes, should I read the
Yes.
entire annexure or just paragraph by paragraph?
Yes, just read the entire annexure.
All right. It reads as follows, my Lord. I, Bongane Sandison Tanzi, 30 years of age, 3125 Freedom Park 2, Rustenburg, states the following in Zulu and translated into English. That,
Did you know of these particulars that appear there?
no, I did not know, my Lord. I did not even know accused number 2. And that assertion, my Lord, is not only something that I will not do, it is unethical and unlawful. So there is no way I would have involved myself in such illegal activities because the consequences are simply criminal, my Lord. And there's a sanction for that. So I did not know the accused. This is now accused 2. It was the first time I came across him when his name was mentioned, he was never even investigated by me for any other matter previously. And that applies with all the accused in this matter, my lord.
Manje ke lana ubrigadier uqeda ukufunda ke imininingwane yakhe uBongani Sandiso Ntanzi efundeka ngalendlela ukuthi mina Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi neminyaka ewu30 ngaleso sikhathi ke uhlala ke okay kwa 3125 eFreedom Park 2 eRustenburg ngisho lokho kulandelayo ke ngesizulu nokuthi kwase kukhulunyishwa futhi ke ngesingisi manje umshushisi uyabuza ukuthi le mininingwane obuyazi noma obunayo yini uthi cha makangamazi umsolwa akukho necala engangeliphenya noma lake la ngihlanganisa naye ke futhi ke nokuthi nje bengeke ngeze nje ngiyenze into enjalo ngoba ke ingekho emthethweni ngiyazi nemiphumela yayo futhi ukuthi iyini ukuthi ngenze okunjalo.
And as we go through the statement, if there's any objective fact that accords with what you read, you can mention that without giving a running comment,
Yes.
without giving a personal opinion. Yes, thank you.
Okay, noted, my lord.
Yes.
So it goes further to say, during mid-October 2014, I received a call from a friend, Mthokoziseni, who was with Mapisa. He informed me about an urgent work that needs to be done, and they need my assistance.
Yes, just a minute.
It's fine. Can just bother it again. Kwaku maphakathi ke no-October ngo-2015 ngathola ke ucingo olalubuya kumngani wami uMthokoziseni owaye naye ke uMaphisa wangitshela noma wangazisa ke ukuthi ke kwakunomsebenzi ophuthumayo okwakudingeka ukuthi ke wenziweke nokuthi babedinga usizo lwami.
Now, did you or any member of your team know about this, what is stated in this paragraph?
No, we did not, my lord. As I said, up to the stage when we got to this accused, what we had and what I had and what I believed was the case was that accused 1 and 2 were actually the perpetrators. We're not aware of accused 3, 4, and 5. So the only lead that we had is that these are the 2 perpetrators. As per the statement that we had, that, my lord, correlated with the people who were inside the house who said 2 perpetrators came in. So up to the time we go to accused number 2, my mind was that accused 1 is misleading when he said he was outside. I thought he was actually inside. Now we go to accused number 2, and then the change of the direction of the investigation then changes because now it brings new players into the picture.
Manje ke lokhu ke wena ke noma ithimba lakho lokuqeda ufunda ke manje ke lapha ukuthi wathola ucingo lalubuya kuMthokoziseni wayekanye noma Phisa ukuthi kunomsebenzi ke ophuthumayo kufanele wenziwe badinga ke ukuthi alekelele ingabe wena ke nethimba lakho nanikwazini lokho uthi cha sasengakwazi ke thina ke esasikwazi noma mina ke enganginakho ukuthi ke kwakuwabantu ababili ngoba lokho kwakuhambisana naloko okwakushiwo abantu ababephakathi ke endlini ukuthi kwangena abantu ababili nokuthi futhi uma ngabe umsolo wokuqala engitshela ukuthi yena ke wayemi ngaphandle endlini ngangithi ke uyangikhohlisa ke kona lokho kodwa kwaze kwaba isikhathi la khona ke manje sengifinyelela noma sengifica ke kumsolo wesibili ke la manje uphenyo selishintsha khona ke manje ngoba yena ke uqinisekisa lokho kushiwo umsolo wokuqala ukuthi umsolo wokuqala bengaphandle abe esesho nabanye ke abantu ukuthi kwakukhona nabanye.
It goes further, my lord, to say Carlos was nearby as I would hear his voice in the background. I promised to assist and I decided to leave for Johannesburg. I then left for Phosphorus Men's Hostel and then met with Moses Sibiya, Sifiso Zungu, also known as Sinkani, who initially gave me the inside information. Later, Carlos Buthelezi and Mapisa joined the gathering at the hostel.
Carlos, yeah. Okay. Lana iqhubeka ke isithi ke lesi statement lesi ke uCarlos wayeseduze ke nanjengoba ngangizwa ke ilizwi lakhe ke ngasemuva ngathembisa ke ukuthi ngizolekelela ngase ngithatha ke isinqumo sokuthi ke ngihambe ke ngiye eGoli ngahamba ke ngiya ePhosphorus ehostel yabantu besilisa noma eyamadoda ke ngahlangana khona ke noMuzi Sibiya uSifiso Zungu owaziwa futhi ke nanjengonkani okuyena ke owaqala noma ke owanginikeza ke imininingwane kamuva ke uCarlos Buthelezi kanye noMaphisa base nabo ke behlangana beba yingxenye ke yaleyo mhlangano ke ehostel.
Thank you. You've already commented on the on what is contained in this paragraph, but did you know of the names that are mentioned in this paragraph?
No, I did not, my lord. What we're simply able to establish, but obviously at a later stage when we're collaborating, the statement was really to say we already knew accused number 1, which is Moses Sibia, his name is mentioned. Carlos Buthelezi were able to match that person, although the same name is moved to accused 3. And I think the names for accused 4 and 5 are self-explanatory, my lord. They are mentioned straightforward. But I did not know. As I said, my lord, we only had inside accused 1 and 2. 3, 4, and 5 was something that was not on my side. We didn't have anything tangible.
Nanjoba ngishilo ke ngaphambilini ke ukuthi lana ke manje kukhulunywa ngamagama ke yebo ke sasazi ke ngaye umuzi sibiya ke kodwa ke amagama amanye lana ke kwakungamagama ke esasingazi ke kodwa ke uyawasho ke lana uCarlos Buthelezi ke kodwa ke sibonga kube uyena ke umncube kanye futhi ke naye ke uNtuli noma ke uZungu nanjoba kushiwo ke lana kanye noMaphisa kodwa nanjoba ngishilo ke ngaphambilini ukuthi thina ke sasazi nje ngaye umsola ke oqala kanye nowesibili.
You have just mentioned that in the course of your investigations, you were able to match the name Carlos Buthelezi to accused number 3. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, my lord, during the interview with some of the witnesses, my lord, who gave us statements, they did say Carlos Buthelezi and accused 3. It's basically one and the same pattern. So that came out during the investigation process.
Nanjoba ngishilo ukuthi ke uma sithola igama leli ke lika Carlos Buthelezi ke ile gama leli esalihlanganisa ke nayo ke umsolo wesithathu ukuthi lokho kwatholakala ke uma ngabe sesineinhlolo khona ke nama interview nofakazi ke noma nabantu ke abasitshela ke ukuthi ke uCarlos Buthelezi ke number 3 umuntu nje oyedwa lo.
Yes.
It reads further, my lord, to say I was briefed that the person to be eliminated or killed was Senzo Meyiwa, and the matter is initiated by Kelly Khumalo, who was going to make a payment for the whole job. We were positioned accordingly that Nkani will be the driver, Moses Sibia will be the guard, and myself and Carlos will get inside Kelly Khumalo's house. Maphisa will be outside as a backup. Surveillance was conducted.
Okay, sure. Ngase ngazisa noma ngitshelwa ke ukuthi ke umuntu lowo kwakufanele ukuthi ke agudlulwe noma ke bulawe ke kwakuyena uSenzo Meyiwa nokuthi ke futhi ke umuntu ke oweza nako konke lokho noma ke owaqala ke lokho kwakuKelly Khumalo okwakuzoba uyena ke owayezokhokha ke ngawo wonke lowo msebenzi noma ke leyo job leyo. Sase simiswa ke ngalendlela ke ukuthi ke unkani kwakuzoba uyena owayezoba umshayeli, uMoses Sibia uyena ke owayezogada ke noma ke abheke ke nokuthi mina ke kanye naye uCarlos asizongena ngaphakathi kuboKelly noma ke kumuzi wakuboKelly, uMaphisa wayezoba ke ngaphandle ke yena noma ke abheke yena noma ke kusetshenziswe igama lithi ke i-backup ngaphandle.
Now, did you know of the roles played by the persons mentioned here in this paragraph, except for Moses Sibia, as you've already testified?
No, my lord, I did not know at all. As I say, my lord, and I want to keep on going back, it was new information. It was something that was not contained. The only, perhaps let me just qualify this part, my lord. The only part or reference where, and I saw that at a later stage, where the name of accused 3 was mentioned was insofar as the first investigating team, not me, my lord, mentioned it in the investigation diary, where they said they had information, they followed it up, but it was negative. But insofar as this team is concerned, my lord, I had no clue whatsoever.
Manje ke ngokuthi ke ubani wayezokwenzani ke noma nanjengoba kushiwo ke lana ingaba wena noma ithimba lakho nanikwazi ke cha sasingazilutho sasingenako ke lokho kodwa ke engifisa nje ukuthi ngikusho ke noma ngichaze ke ukuthi ke kwithimba ke elaliphenya noma ke elalingaphambi kwethu ke noma ngoba lalikhona ke leli ithimba elaliphenya ngaphambi kwethu uCarlos ke lona ke uThelezike kwakhulunyiwe ke ngaye futhi sorry ngenze Maphisa. My apologies ngenze iphutha lapho uMaphisa ke babekhulumile ke ngaye kodwa ke basho ukuthi kuloko abakulandelela ke akukho abakuthola ke kwakuyilokho nje kuphela ke kodwa ke akukho esasikwazi ukuthi ubani wayezokwenzani.
So I was not aware of these rules, my lord.
So ukuthi ke ubani kwakuyini umsebenzi wakhe ngangingakwazi.
Yes.
Then it goes further, my lord, to say Sunday at about between 1900 hours and 2000 hours, we then proceeded to the address. I went with Carlos and others took their position as discussed during the planning. When we entered the house, Carlos shouted in Zulu.
It's Carlos.
Carlos, yes, Carlos. Carlos, correct, my lord. When we entered the house, Carlos shouted in Zulu, Panzi, I'll read it as it is, my lord. Panzi, imali, ne ma cell phone.
Thank you.
Okay, ngesonto ke kwakuphakathi ke kwehora lesikhombisa kanye ke nehora lesishagalombili ila esaqhubeka ke manje saya khona ke kulelo kheli lelo ngangena ke mina kanye naye uCarlos abanye ke bema ke kwindawo zabo noma ama position abo ke nanjengoba ke kwakuboniswe noma ke kwakukhulunyiwe uma ngabe sekwenziwa ke i-planning. Uma sesingenile ke ngaphakathi emzini uCarlos wamemeza ke ngesizulu wathi phansi imali nama cell phone.
Now, did you know if these roles are ascribed to various participants?
My lord, what I knew is that insofar as, and that was picked up at the analysis stage, that the statements of the people who were in the house indicate that the two perpetrators or the intruders did demand or make shout or demanded cell phones and money and in Zulu. So that I knew insofar as what was contained in the statements.
Lokhu ke okubhalwe lana ke noma ke yabuza umshushisi ukuthi wakwazini mala nalokhu ke engangikwazi ke uma ngabe sisiqala ke uphenyo ke kubantu ke ababe ngaphakathi ke endlini ukuthi labo ababili abangena ke basho ngesizulu bathi ke imali nama cell phone ilokho ke engangikwazi.
So in essence, my lord, there was a collaboration that what was contained or what is contained here, it actually matched what was said by the people who were inside the house, who then witnessed these two intruders who demanded cell phones and money in Zulu.
Manje ke lokhu ke okubhaliwe ke lana noma ke okushiwo ke kulesi statement kwakuyinto eyayihlangana ke noma ke ihambisana ke naloko okwashiwo ilabo ababephakathi ke endlini ukuthi labo ababili abangena basho ngesizulu bathi ke imali nama cell phone.
Please, Malata, see, it's just before the long adjournment. Can we take the long adjournment at this point?
Okay. 2 o'clock then.